Blackbox. Source, BBC, DW. By visualgk.com. A black box is a heavily protected recording device, similar to a hard disk, or a memory card. The black box records all relevant flight data, in addition to conversations, in the cockpit. Black boxes are actually known as flight recorders. They are placed in an aircraft to facilitate the investigation of aviation accidents and incidents. Unlike its name, a black box is a fluorescent orange in color, to be clearly visible among the debris from a crash site. There are two different flight recorder devices. The flight data recorder, or FDR, preserves the recent history of the flight, through the recording of dozens of parameters, collected several times per second. The cockpit voice recorder, or CVR, preserves the recent history of the sounds in the cockpit. The two devices may be combined in a single unit. What's inside? Power supply. The batteries inside can provide power to the box for 30 days after a crash. Voice recorder. 2 hours of voice recordings can be stored on the device to relay any conversations in the cockpit immediately before a crash. Insulation. Components are insulated to withstand temperatures of 1110 degrees Celsius. Controller board. Circuit boards in the base process data from up to 3000 parameters. Crash-resistant housing. The steel casing is built to withstand an impact 3,400 times the force of gravity. Memory board. A black box's memory boards can store 25 hours of flight data. Underwater locator beacon. When this device is submerged in water, it releases ultrasonic pulses every second for 30 days, to alert search and rescue teams. Thermal block. A thick layer of paraffin surrounds the memory board. In high temperatures this melts and absorbs heat to keep the memory board cool. Robust and easy to find. A black box must be able to withstand many accident scenarios without sustaining damage. They are tested to see if they can withstand an impact with a concrete wall at 750 km per hour, a static load of 2.25 tons for at least 5 minutes, a maximum temperature of 1100 degrees Celsius for 1 hour, and water pressure found in depths of up to 6,000 meters. In order to be easier to find at sea, the devices send out a signal on contact with salt water that can be picked up within a radius of about 2 kilometers. At such a short range, the location of the wreck should already be more or less pinpointed in order to find the device. Everything recorded. The voice recorder logs all sounds in the cockpit. It records automatic computer announcements, radio traffic, discussions with the crew, and announcements to the passengers. The sounds of switches and engine are recorded too. Private conversations between the pilots are also stored on the black box. Discussions can only be evaluated in order to clarify accidents or malfunctions. For this reason, the recordings are overwritten after 120 minutes. Technically, it's possible for pilots to stop or delete a recording. In practice, however, pilots don't make use of that feature. How was the black box invented? Following the launch of the world's first jet airliner, the DH-106 Comet, 7 of these planes were involved in crashes between 1952 and 1954, killing 110 people. In order to make air travel safer, experts at Australia's Department of Civil Aviation met to analyse possible causes of the tragedies. One of those at the meeting was a chemist named David Warren, who specialised in aircraft fuels. Warren came to the conclusion that one of the main issues was the lack of available data following a devastating crash. With equipment obliterated and witnesses dying, he came up with a plan to invent some sort of recorder as evidence of the final decisions and conversations on board. Warren made a prototype and presented his invention to aviation authorities in the UK in 1958, and soon after, the black box was a mandatory component in commercial aircraft. Please like, share and subscribe. visualgk.com